Hello. Today I'm going to be talking about the difference between hospital birth, home birth, and birth center to my client. My partner was going to help me today, but he had to go do something last minute, so it's just me. Anyways, I'm just going to act as though I'm the client and also the midwife and go over the whole discussion. So hopefully that's good enough. Um, shouldn't have done it so last minute, but it is what it is. so, um, all right, here we go. The client asks me, so this is a consultation. Let's say it's a consultation. She's asking the difference between midwives and doctors. Are home births safe? So what I would say to her as a midwife is, you really have to see where you feel comfortable in your birthing setting. It depends. Are you somebody that feels safe at home, that feels better when you have freedom of movement? Or do you feel better when you are monitored and when you are in an environment where they do have all the technology for these emergency things. So it really does matter to you as a client, what you decide, what you feel is safe. But home birth is safe. It is proven to be a safe method of birth for low risk women. So the difference, and then I have my client. She asks, "What's the difference exactly between home birth and hospital birth?" Okay, so there are a lot of differences. So, first, I would say that hospital birth, you are in the hospital. They do check you in, you have your own room, but you are hooked up to monitors. So, there's monitors checking all of your levels, baby's heart rate, contractions the whole time. It's good and bad. So, you are constantly monitored, which is some mothers, it could make them feel safe, but at the same time, it limits your movement. So when you're in a hospital, you're probably going to be in the bed for the majority of the time because the monitors can't go with you everywhere. If you want to squat, you want to walk around, you want to get on your ball, it is a little limiting. Also, you have to be careful in the hospital. There's an epidural, there's Pitocin, there's drugs to speed up labor. So the main difference, I would say, is it is more of a medical approach. Patient is ill, let's treat the patient. So they're still going to treat you in a good way, but it's just very different. It's not as woman-centered. It's mainly make sure mother and baby are okay, outcome. It might not be, I would say, as humanistic, but it does depend what hospital you go to. So mainly it's just different. And then in home birth, or also in hospital, if you do need a C-section, it's right there. It's right down the hall. It's not hard to get. If you want an epidural, you have access to painkillers, which is the epidural. If they feel like they need to speed up labor, they have Pitocin. So there are those things that you do have in the hospital that you wouldn't have at home. Now, in terms of home birth, the difference is you are at home. You aren't hooked to a monitor. The way we keep track of the heart rate would be a Doppler. We're checking the heart rate every 30 minutes. We're checking your blood pressure. We're taking your temperature, but you're not hooked up to monitors. That's us monitoring you every 30 minutes. More if we feel like there's decels in the heart rate. The two things we don't have for home births are we don't do C-sections and we don't do epidurals. We do not have access to painkillers. So if those are things you were looking for, then home birth is probably not for you. It is a more natural method. We believe in letting birth do its thing. Birth is natural. Birth is normal. So we respect that, and as midwives, we are on the sidelines making sure everything is going smoothly, helping Mother Nature in its course if it gets stuck. So you do have freedom of movement. We encourage mothers to drink and eat when they can, because it's very important to have that energy. In hospitals, they might actually tell you you shouldn't be eating, because their protocols in the hospital are you cannot eat just in case you get a C-section. So those are different things. We encourage mothers to eat little snacks in between labor or in between contractions. Drinking water is a big thing. So you are not hooked up to monitors. You have freedom of movement. You're in your house. You're in a warm, comforting environment. We are not intervening. It is how you feel. If you want support, we will give you support. If you want us to be silent, we will be silent. And it is safe. We make sure we only do home birth if it's low risk. So that is something we take into consideration. If we do feel like there are decels that we are not happy with in baby's heart rate, or labor is just not progressing, or any complications that arise along the way, we will not wait until last minute. We will transfer you to where there's enough time. So, yeah, I would say more than anything, home birth is just more woman-centered. You do have a trained midwife there. That's the main difference. I would say a birth center is, well, sorry, let me stop. Okay, so the client asks me now, all right, and what about birth center? I'm a little iffy. I don't really want to do home birth, but I don't want to do hospital birth either. So what's, what can I do? What's a mid-ground? So, what I would tell my client is a birthing center is a great option. You are in the middle. You're not quite, you have some of the safeties of a hospital, but you also have the freedom of a home birth. And what I mean by that exactly is you are in a facility where they do specialize in birth, so you might have some more technology accessible to you. You do have, it is more of, I would say it's not as, the protocols are not as strict as in a hospital, but you are still being monitored. You are not on a monitor, but it's just a good mid-ground. If you don't feel too safe in your home and you feel like you want to be somewhere where, the environment feels safer to you, you feel like they do have more equipment, but you don't want to go all the way to a hospital where you feel they could maybe do unnecessary interventions, it is a great midpoint to go to for sure. So you usually do have midwives. There's a couple. You have your own room usually. There's a tub. There's a birthing tub. And they do usually check you to see where you're at. So it's kind of in the middle. But I would say if you're iffy about the both, it's just, it's a good way to go. So those are the differences between the three. Mainly, I would say for high risk, I would say they should go to the hospital, because that is why hospitals are there, for high risk situations. If you are low risk, I say you can go for a home birth. That's perfectly fine. It is safe. There's skilled care providers that are monitoring you, and if there's something going wrong, you will be transferred. That's why we make sure that there's a hospital not too far away from you. And also, if you're low risk, birthing center is a great option as well. I've dealt with mothers that feel very comfortable in their home and they don't want to go anywhere. And that's fine, because it actually helps their birthing process when you are in an environment where you feel comfortable and you want to be. I have other mothers that just don't feel comfortable at home. They feel like it's almost taboo, and that's fine. Everybody has their own opinions, but their mid-ground is a birthing center. Specialized in birthing, but it also follows the midwife's model of care, so you're still not getting too medical in a sense, but you're not in your home. So I would say those are the main differences. So you can explore your options. You have many options. I can send you resources as well if you want to check out some birthing centers, send you videos on differences as well with the home birth, birthing center, and hospital. I can send you some rates as well in terms of, is home birth safe, the outcome. So we can go over all of that, and I can send that to your email. All right, so I hope this video was all that it was supposed to be, and have a great day. Bye.